In a rare change of events, everybody, we are talking about not a video game device, not a video game, but a device that could potentially change the way we think about video games in the future.
And porn.
And porn. That is the Apple Vision Pro that Apple recently announced. Now, this is their brand new, long anticipated, long rumored in development Apple AR VR headset. And I say AR VR because it is a blend of the two, and that they solve the AR issue by literally recreating your 3D space that you sit in. So instead of actually putting objects in the space that you're in, they just recreate that space and put shit on top of it, which is wild.
You feel like you're in the space, but you're really not.
You're not.
Yeah. Not only that, but when people look at you, they can see you, but they're not really looking at you. They're looking at a digital recreation of your eyeballs.
Of your eyeballs.
Isn't that cool? Because it's just a screen you're looking into. So this headset is a whopping $3,500. Actually, no, sorry. It's a little bit cheaper. $3,499.
It's a little. It's just $1 off.
And it lasts for 2 hours with a battery pack that's put in your pocket with your phone or wherever you want to put it. Or you can plug it into USB-C and it'll last forever. This has visuals that are bigger than 4K. So this is by far the most visually, the highest visuals of any AR VR headset in existence right now. The best frame rate of any VR AR headset in existence right now. And by far, probably the best specs of any AR VR headset on the market right now, as it should for $3,500.
Yeah.
So they showcase a lot of different features, like, you know, looking at pictures in your room. You can watch a movie and have it just like convert the environment around you into another world. You can meditate with a 3D thing in front of your face. You can look at panoramic photos that wrap around your body. You can turn the sky into a ceiling. You can do work with multiple screens and move them around.
Hook it up to your laptop.
Hook it up to your laptop, and your laptop screen becomes part of your world, as big as you want it to be. It has eye tracking. It's got face tracking. It's got external tracking. It's got a LiDAR sensor, and it's got several external cameras. It's got like 16 to 20 cameras on this thing to do all the things that it's allowed to do. And it's wild. So first reactions, I want to know what y'all think. Austin, give me your thoughts of this headset after watching the video and hearing all about this new VR headset.
When you wear this thing, you look like the PlayStation VR Playroom characters.
Oh, the what are they?
I forgot what they're called, but
I forgot what they're called too. Astrobots.
Astrobots. Yeah,
you look just like that.
I thought they looked like ski goggles. That's what I was
They
thinking.
do look like that too.
I felt like watching this video showing everything, like they cut to the person, and sometimes like they're looking at people with it on. And I'm like, I just don't think you do that. Like the guy's like, oh, I'm watching my kids play in front of me with this thing on. I'm going to take photos and videos. And I'm like,
Dad, you look like a nerd.
like it's still easier just to pick up your phone and be like, let me get a photo.
But yeah, the whole point of that, to videotape something like that, so you're in the experience. So whenever you watch it again, it feels like you're actually there.
Right.
So I feel like this right here, this device alone can help with people with Alzheimer's or anything like that to relive moments and feel like they're actually there, to refresh their memory on stuff and probably help a little bit. Sorry, I'm looking at it like a...
Now, that would probably help.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool too that you can connect it to your screen and make it like a big screen. So like if you want to edit and have a bigger screen and work on stuff, like I think that really helps. But who's going to pay $3,500 for that if you're not part of a company? Like some people might do that, and I think it will help for productivity. But I don't think it's still obviously not at the point where anyone can just pick it up. And I still feel like having to put it on. It only has 2-hour battery life. Yes, I do agree the technology in there is really cool, and it is probably a good leap forward in VR, AR technology, but I just don't think it's going to work well. I don't think it's going to take off like, I don't know what they're hoping for, but
I think it's like you said, it's a good stepping stone at the moment.
Yeah.
For what it's showcasing and what it's doing. I mean, I can see 20 years now down the road that everyone's going to be wearing something similar like this, probably even smaller with a longer battery life, and
have
live into this world. And we will no longer need a phone or anything like that. It's just glasses.
It has to be glasses. It can't be.
Yeah, that's kind of what. So here's my perspective on it right now is that whenever the iPhone first released, nobody understood it. They didn't get why it was beneficial, why you needed this thing that didn't have buttons that you can like work with, in life. And then they brought out the App Store, and then suddenly all these developers came to it and were like, we can make this, we can make that. And now today, every single person has an iPhone-like device in their pocket.
Yep.
The iPad came out. Nobody understood what that was. They were like, why do I need that? I got an iPad in my pocket.
I don't have one.
Now, not everybody has one, but a lot of people have an iPad that they use for certain things, sometimes use it to replace their computer. Then the Apple Watch came out. People were like, I'm not going to put a watch on my arm that tells, like, I just need to tell time. Like, I don't need my phone in that. Now, that's reached mass market appeal, and everybody got on board with that. I think Apple's finally brought a product out that'll make AR, VR do what they did with the watch, with the iPad, with the phone, because they've worked on it so much to fix all the things that was like, this doesn't quite make sense. The visual quality is bad. I feel like I'm getting dizzy because the frame rate's shit. Like, what do I do with it besides play little gaming experiences? Like, they solved a lot of that here. What I'm concerned about is obviously the price, but that's going to go down because, I mean, the Apple Watch launched at like, they had a $10,000 Apple Watch when they first launched it. Now it's like I can get one for $300. So this will eventually drop in price. What I'm nervous about is that the battery obviously is a big one. The size is another big one. And then the focus on this making us even more isolating than we already are in our world scares me. And I'm like, I don't know what the answer is to that other than just like make it to where we can sit here with our headsets on and like see each other and do all the things we want to do. But then it's like, what are people doing when you're like, we're talking to each other. I know as long as you're not looking at your phone, I know you're engaged with this conversation, but this guy's not engaged anymore. Yeah. But then like when you have the headset on, you don't know what people are doing. So are they paying attention? Are they not paying attention? Are they actually engaged with that conversation?
Because they got the thing that like recreates your face.
Right. Yeah.
So
Your eyeballs are there, but you're still like looking at other things while you're staring directly at someone.
Yeah. So it's just like, for me, that's what they haven't solved yet. And I don't know if they ever can.
I don't think they ever will, just because of what we went through a couple of years ago with COVID and stuff. I feel like VR has taken a bigger leap now because of what happened with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like everything went down and we couldn't do a lot of different things to interact with people anymore.
Yeah.
So I think this is another solution. But it's a what's the saying? It's a double-edged sword, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's one good thing, but there's always going to be that bad thing about it.
I agree.
But no, I see what you're saying. I understand that, but I don't know.
I think obviously we've been following VR, got really hyped for it early on, but the original headsets and had fun and saw what we thought there was a good future. And now that we've come this far, I feel like that future has diminished quite a bit. And I feel like the Quest, if you want to play games, is the best headset to get. MetaQuest 2, right? Coming out with 3
That'll
soon.
be 3. Yeah.
So I think it's just easy. You have, I don't know what the battery life is on that.
3 hours maybe.
Yeah, that's probably all you need because the experiences on that don't take that long unless you're playing Beat Saber and want to play for 3 hours.
Well, eventually it just gets heavier in your head too, which this will probably have the same effect.
Yeah, it's comfortability is a big thing, which I feel like they've done a good job. But
Yeah.
I just feel like all the things you can do here, because I've used my original VR headset, the HTC Vive 1, and I did the whole screen up to like, I'm in VR and I'm on my screen and I'm editing or doing whatever, and I'm just looking at this and it's like, this is better, and you can see your hands, which is a big plus. I just feel like it's easier just to pull this up, mess around with it, put it down, throw it wherever, go to your computer, log on, do everything you need to do. Your screen's right there. I mean, you could probably buy a bigger screen package, like even a projector for cheaper than this, like a whole package thing. And I just felt, I mean, the battery life's an issue. Like, who's going to want to put this on and off? How long can you keep it on you? I mean, I'm sure you could wear this a lot longer than most VR headsets.
But then what you're saying goes back to what Brett was saying, kind of. Like, your parents probably said the same thing about an iPhone. Like, I can do this on my fucking flip phone. I can call people. I can do this. I can do that, you know?
Yeah.
But for me, it's just the foundation work. I feel like the price is going to drop in the future. Right now, I'm not going to get it because, like you said, I can do everything with my phone. I don't care about anything else. But until that price drops and something I can utilize it for to replace something else major, like my phone, my computer, and everything else, and one whole thing, then I'll probably get it and walk around like a goober with ski goggles on all day.
Yeah. You think the pandemic would... I'm sure the pandemic shot up sales for VR devices.
Yeah.
But they haven't become like a huge part of our daily life.
No, they haven't, and I think that's what they're trying to do, especially how mobile it is, and have a cell phone size battery in your pocket.
I feel like we still haven't reached that. Like, phones were already a part of our daily life, and they just made it better.
Yeah,
we just didn't know how great we had it at the time when it first came out. But VR, AR
remember
headsets.
the phones in your daily life literally were used for phones and texting. That was it.
Right.
And now it's like you can literally access information within seconds that you couldn't do with the phones before the iPhone existed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but it's way faster.
Well, no, you couldn't.
Yeah, you can get on...
They didn't have mobile
flip
internet
phones,
that
you can
well.
do-
Yeah, but it was you weren't getting the same kind of experience.
Right.
Google wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
And so like Google was out, but it wasn't like the same
Yeah, it
type
wasn't
of
amazing
experience that you would have to like just easily like that quick find that information. Because the navigation, the experience wasn't the same. And this is like taking that experience to another level, which I think is really interesting. But the apps is what's really going to push this to another level, because Disney came on and talked about what they're thinking about with this. And they're like trying to find ways they're talking about the most immersive Disney-like park experiences that you can experience from your house. And like, what does that look like for the Disney franchise?
Yes.
And I'm like, that could be really cool if they can. I mean, if the visuals are as good as they say they are, which the people that tested this device, they only had like half an hour to do it, but they were like, the eye tracking is night and day difference from anything they've ever experienced. Like, it just worked. And then they said the hand tracking also, because hand tracking even on the Meta Quest is not very good. It works, I can kind of move around, but it's not very good here. This one, they were like very precise, like this little kind of interaction would detect on the screen and it would react to your stuff. Oh, man. And that's this first generation, you know? So it's like, I'm curious to see, we need like 2 or 3 years, have it drop in price a little bit, and we'll kind of see where it plays out. But I feel as confident about this that I did the Apple Watch when it first came out, which doesn't do everything that I kind of wish it did. And I think this can be the same way, where it's like, I'm not going to use it for everything that they're selling here. Mm-hmm. But if they can get this down to $1,000, like, I'm going to play some games on this thing, and I'm going to like probably do some work on it. Cause I can imagine like being at work and being like, you know, there's times where we have like a meeting at our longboard and I have to sit on a side chair and I have to look down on my screen and like crick my neck, you know, I can just pull this out and just be like, you know, it's looking up. It's like, that's cool, but not for $3,500.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just getting too old. I feel like this is going to be like my kids or my grandkids thing, walking around with ski goggles, and I'm going to make fun of them the whole time, and they'll be like, "Granddad, you need it though.
Just wait till
I need it. I got this phone."
So wait till they bring Fortnite into your living room.
I don't know.
I mean, I got the Apple Watch, and I love the Apple Watch.
Yep.
And I don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
And, you know, it has a lot of features that I enjoyed. And I was like, you know, I remember like first getting it and then getting another one. I was like, oh, sweet, I can put this app, do all these things on here, track my sleep, you know, and it's like, oh, well. And then I was just like, well, what do I need? What do I need it for? And like, I felt like the longer I had it, the less I used the applications that I got all at the beginning, and just whittled it away to now I actually bought a Garmin watch that I can set up. I'm sure they have something like this on Apple Watch, but you can like set up a workout program and it like times you. Like, I go and like, okay, I'm doing this exercise. All right, I'm done. Click. And I like move on to the next. It's like, well, now you have a 30-second rest. And in that time, you can like put in, oh, I did this much weight, I did this many reps, and it keeps track of it. And it's like, I just have a watch that tells time maybe the date, and then it just tracks my workout. So I went from like having everything at my fingertips with that thing to like not even
using it. That's how I am with this
So I
watch.
was just like, what was the point of it? It's really awesome that you can do so many things with it, but it's like, what do you really need it for?
Yeah.
So I feel like we have all this technology, but I just keep getting more and more simpler with what I'm actually using.
Yeah.
Use
like-
it what it's for.
Yeah, I mean, is that what this is going to be? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
what you're saying.
know. I mean, we don't know until we know, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just making some guesses here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there will be some interesting. I mean, the battery life has got to be better, but I think there'll be some interesting immersive applications with entertainment. I think I can see some work value here with the clarity of everything to just like move around more from get off your desk and like actually, I mean, because you can literally take your computer wherever you are without
true.
having to bring your keyboard and mouse.
That's true.
But yeah, it's not going to replace your laptop. I feel very confident that this is not just like the iPad for me didn't replace my laptop. Like it's gonna be an additional accessory that some people really, really like, but I don't think it's not gonna reach the point of, at least not for another probably 10 years, replace a phone. You know, I feel like the phone's still gonna be in your pocket and they're just
Yeah.
gonna get this better. But I'm excited for this because this is the first time I've been like reinvigorated into VR. Because I mean, like the Meta Quest 3, even like it's cool, but it's just a little bit better. You know, it's not anything revolutionary. This has some revolutionary tech that I'm like, damn, like that's a smart solution. That's an interesting application. The visual fidelity is great. So I'm curious to see what game companies do with it in the next couple of years. Because the other thing too is like Apple's not a big game platform. You know, they have Apple Arcade, but those are all mobile games. But they did have a technology come out recently that they announced that is for developers, but it is apparently is allowing you to run Linux-based games, Windows games on a Mac. And it's a Proton-like tool apparently that they said was showcased at WWDC that lets you easily run things like on Valve and stuff like that inside of a Mac OS. And it's been running really good with the Mac laptops and computers.
Wow.
So if they bring that out as something that's beyond developer, you might be able to. They played, for example, Cyberpunk 2077 on an M1 MacBook Pro, and it wasn't high max graphics, but also the M1 MacBook Pro like has 0 fans inside of it. So it's like it's pretty impressive that it was able to do that.
Wow.
They also were able to play Diablo 4 and Hogwarts Legacy on those, and they all worked. So interested to see kind of where that evolves, and maybe if that can happen, they can finally start bringing more games without having to like recreate them for the operating system.
Yeah.
Should be cool. Yeah.
See what happens, man.
Yeah. Apple Vision Pro, $3,500. Are you going to get one?
No.
Yeah, I'm not either. Unless I can get my work to pay for it. I want to so bad, but man, that's the price. If they announced it at like $1,500, I would have bought one. Like I would have been like, yes, I got it. Maybe 2,000, I would have thought about it.
Brett on this podcast just has it on. We're just staring at it.
I know, right? Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I'm not really looking. I'm sleeping.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think about Apple Vision Pro. If you like it, if you don't like it, shoot us an email. If you have any really cool ideas of what this could become for the future, love to hear
Or
from
if you want to sponsor one for Brett,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yes.
Or if you want to sponsor it, yes.
Sponsor one for Brett, please.
Yes, go to theintergamer.net and click donate.
Donate $3,400.
Our platform
Sorry,
does
35.
accept $3,500. So yes,
We'll pay the taxes. You just pay the upfront cost.
yes.